What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Kim, story time music! So guys, you know, I was on Facebook as usual. I try to be on Facebook so much because I'm really busy these days, and I'm trying to put out the same level of content, so I'm not really online as much as I used to. But I came across this particular post that you're looking at right now, and the post is posted by our good brother Willie D. Let me just say this: I like Willie D a lot. You know, we don't agree on everything or anything like that, but I have had a chance to talk to Willie D offline one time on the phone. He's a real down-to-earth person. He's an OG. I respect what he does on this platform. And even when I was a kid, everybody knew about Willie D and the Ghetto Boys. So give him a round of applause, Willie D, right? Because I have a lot of respect for Willie D. He's an OG. All right? And I didn't know this, but apparently Willie D is really close to Dr. Boyce Watkins. And Dr. Watkins got married to Alisha Watkins. And let me just say this real quick. Stop the show. Although that I think that Dr. Boyce Watkins, you know, he has some positions that I'm vehemently against, you know, and he's been caught up in quite a few scandals here on in the social media space. I think that Dr. Boyce Watkins, he provides good content on his channel. I think that with a lot of the financial things he would like to talk about, I think that his audience might not be really so ready for that. But I think that Dr. Boyce, he's definitely brought out a lot of entrepreneurs in the game. Andre Hatchett, a lot of brothers. He has quality people that support his platform. And he's, you know, people, Dieter Rail told me that he had an event in Houston. It was well organized. He executes things at a high level. So I like that about Dr. Boyce Watkins. You know, he does really, he brings a lot of class to the business in certain ways. And Willie D does too, right? And this is the photo that is so controversial right now, where Willie D posts this photo of him and Boyce Watkins at Boyce Watkins' wedding, and that's his wife. She's attractive. She's also a doctor or a PhD. And if you see the photo in question, it appears that his wife is more like, okay, if you look at it, it appears that she is really paying attention to Willie D than Boyce Watkins. All right. And that's what I want to talk about and give my opinion on. But before I do that, let's talk about what some other guys on the post had some opinions on. Date music looks like she's with Willie D. Other guy goes, same thing I'm seeing. Yep, she all up on Cuzzo. Another brother goes, date music. Actually, sad music. I respect Boyce as a man and for what he brings to our community. But when it comes to women, he really is beta. The way she's looking at Willie, so disrespectful to Boyce Watkins. Brother goes, exactly. And another brother goes, date music. Bro, I said the same thing. She not even holding this man's hand. Another brother goes, sad music. Goddamn, disrespecting his face. She biting her bottom lip. And another brother goes, date music. I mean, I thought I saw something fishy, but I figured maybe I was tripping. The other brother goes, nah, bro, you're right. Radar on point. Okay, so basically, I kind of want to weigh in on this. What I'm thinking about is she's not looking at him. Because if she was looking at him, she'd be looking like the angle would be towards his eyes. I think what she's doing is looking at somebody else, and they took the photo too fast, and so she wasn't focused on the photo. I think the photo was taken when she was maybe distracted and she's looking at somebody, and it looks like she's looking at Willie D. I don't think she's looking at Willie D, because if she would, her eyes would be at him. Clearly, she's not looking at Willie D. She's looking at somebody else. So, but I will say this. There are times where I look at Dr. Boyce Watkins and them, and they're online and they're, you know, whatever. She seems to be like very disinterested, and he, you know when you see couples, you can obviously tell that he's more interested in her than she is of him. That's kind of what I would feel, you know? That's kind of what I get. I get that he's more attracted to her than she is of him. And he's always put her on a pedestal. And maybe because of where she is right now in her life, you know, and he's like, you know, it's kind of like the Sierra Russell Wilson thing. Russell Wilson probably always loved Sierra, always wished he could have dated her. And when the time was opportune or opportunistic for that time, being the opportunity presented itself, he was able to do it. This is kind of the same situation with, I believe, like Dr. Boyce and Alisha. Whenever I see them are taking photos or something like that, and what I've seen a little bit of, I could be wrong. It appears that she's disinterested in him. But if you look at this photo, whatever has her attention right now, which could have been probably some, you know, one of her daughters or something like that, is interesting. The one thing I will say about this, there is, you know, I believe some proof to say that Boyce, you know, a lot of guys, regardless of how successful they are, it doesn't mean that the woman is going to be interested in you. And clearly what I would feel from the little bit I've seen, that she is not as crazy about him as he is about her. Just from, I could be very wrong. All right. But this is why, you know, a lot of guys got to understand something. If she didn't want you when she was like in her prime, for whatever reason, why does she want you now? You know? And I think that a lot of black men, like Dr. Boyce Watkins, you know, he's come from, you know, a long ways. You know, he's been adjunct, or at least a visiting professor, you know, universities all over the world. He's a very smart man. But wouldn't Dr. Boyce have a better opportunity than what this was? I mean, a woman with, like, you know, 3 kids. You know, for most successful black men, they would be able to get somebody, you know, much younger. You know, I'm just saying, maybe for him it's okay because he's 49. He could have gotten somebody that was 35, 30, 31. And he talked about that, you know, a little bit on his show, that, you know, her and her kids, his wife's his new wife's children's dad have to work together. I'm, you know, to you know, like, now they have a relationship, but who? I mean, it's a lot to do to be with somebody that already has 3 children. I mean, I'm not hating. I'm just saying for me, right? And I'm addressing that because this is what Boyce is kind of pushing. And I've talked about that on the video. Boyce is kind of pushing, you know, like, if you don't deal with women that have kids, then you don't love the black community. And if you don't deal with women who have kids who not even attracted to you, you know, that's why guys are really coming for him so much. It's like, bro, you're dealing with a woman that clearly many people feel like, you know, you could have did probably a little bit better. I'm not trying to throw any shots on her. She's a nice looking lady, but she has 3 kids before. Clearly, you could have not had to deal with that situation. You could have dealt with something. I mean, as professional and known as you are, you could have dealt with a sister that was 40 and had no kids, 35 and had no kids. But I guess because he's taking that position, Boyce Watkins feels that everybody else should do it. You know? Well, if that's the case, then, is Boyce Watkins gonna stop trying to make money? I mean, because, you know, if it's about giving back to the black community, then, you know, give all your money to him, right? The answer is no. You know, life is too short for guys to be going around here trying to deal with chicks to see if they're as mutually attracted to you. It's just, life is too short. And that would be my thing with Boyce. I don't think that she's looking at Willie D in any kind of way, but I do feel that, from what I could tell, the attraction isn't very mutual, you know, and some guys are okay with knowing that, and I could be wrong. But what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Joint. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I am